In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen. All people of the world, blessing of God may be unto you. This is Discover Heaven channel from Ethiopia, Orthodox Church doctrine. I am the ancient Orthodox Church priest, Biruhtesfa Siyoum from Ethiopia. This is a broadcast to present Orthodox liturgy and Orthodox doctrines about uh, so many titles will present unto you. So today's lesson will be about marriage and its way of living. So from this time, I will present the title, which is marriage and its way of living. So I am glad to invite you to follow this channel every every day, every day. What I mean, 3 day in a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. up to 9 p.m. local time. So let me proceed to the today's lesson directly. God bless you and follow attentively. Thank you very much. So today is we will discuss about marriage and its way of living. So we have 5 points to discuss. The first one is what is marriage mean according to the Bible, and also the second one is about prerequisites or preconditions to fulfill two individuals to get married. The third one is spouse selection criteria or steps, and the fourth one is wedding process, and the fifth one is about marriage and its way of living. So let me discuss 5 points one by one. First of all, what's marriage mean? Marriage is it's a spiritual or legal or cultural union between two individuals to decide to live together. So it has its own rights and obligations, as we know. So two individuals has to have three basic things. They should know three things, which are communication has to have between them, and knowledge, and the third one is commitment. Those three things are very important for living together. So according to the Bible, on Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, the word says clearly about marriage, about Adam and Eve. Uh, God creates Adam first, and from Adam, Eve creates from his bone. So the word, let me read the word directly. Genesis 2, chapter 2, verse 24. It says, Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. So she shall be called a woman. So shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. This is a benchmark or a basic issue of our today's discussion, which says they are one flesh instead of two. On New Testament, which is on the Gospel, Mark chapter 10, verse 8, it says, they twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh, it says. So they are not two after they get married, after they live together, they are one, not two. On the other point, Saint Paul mentioned the marriage as on the first Corinthians chapter 7 verse 9 in the Bible. It says, If they cannot contain, he says, let them marry, for it's better to marry than to burn, he says, because anybody are not allowed to conduct a sin. He has to keep himself. He can live individually, but when he couldn't to live, he got married instead of to burn, he says. So those are points about marriage. Let me proceed to the second one. It's precondition of marriage. There are 4 points which individuals have fulfilled on preconditions before they get married. The first one is spiritual maturity is must. They know their religion, whatever they are, whoever they are, Muslims, they are other religions, but they have to know their religions deeply. The second one is physical maturity. It concerns about the age, their age. Their age should be on for the man. He like Adam, our father, he has to reach age of 30 because he get married. And also for woman, she has to reach age 25 or 20. 20 is it's enough. So for man, 30 years, for woman, for 20 years, they can get married. It's a physical maturity. The third one is psychological maturity, which is really they have to read books about psychology because they live. There are so many obstacles they face, so they have to ready their way of living by psychological points and way of living. So they have to know, or they have to refer so many books and readings. So they has to ready themselves by reading so many books about psychology. The fourth one is economical maturity. They have to save. They have to have their own means of income. They have to regular means of income. Two of them has to generate income, or they get job first instead of getting married or marriage. So there are 4 points. The third point of our topic is spouse selection. When somebody selects his spouse, he has to fulfill, or she has to fulfill 4 points also. The first one is has spiritual view. When he select someone, he has to have spiritual view instead of other views. It's not important. He has to have a spiritual feeling and spiritual point of view when he select his spouse. The second one is they has to fulfill the above 4 points we mentioned before on the preconditions, and so they have to check it one by one. The third one is decrease spouse time duration. This is a very important point. Has to know when their spouse time is increasing, they will do everything, and they are not happy, or they are not ready to get married because they finish everything, they do everything, and um, they will decide to leave by spouse instead of husband and wife. So the time for spouse has to be shortened. The maximum the maximum time has to be 6 months only. It's enough for knowing each other. Okay, the fourth one, or the last for the third option, the 4 point is they have to remove their division, which I mean is they have to remove or discard where you're from, mother and father, your ancestors, they should not say this one, because we are one. We are Adam and Eve's children, children of the world. Our mother and father is one. They are Adam and Eve. So there is no racism. There is no any doubts to get married. This is a very important point, I think. So let me proceed to the fourth one. It's wedding. After they select their each other, they find themselves, they will go to wedding ceremony, which is a big deal, a big program. So it has the wedding process has to he has it has its own process. The first one is let me show you one by one. The first one is they has to uh, they have to ready in financial readiness. Financial readiness, which I mean is savings. They have to save before wedding ceremony. The second one is scheduling the wedding. They should schedule every aspects, every programs with their bridegroom, their maids, and they collect each other, and they have to write down the whole program has to schedule. And other point in the wedding process is prepare the wedding ceremony based on their capacity. People of the world, it's a big point. You have to get, or you have to consider, because someone will prepare above his capacity and he will bankrupt, and it's difficult for to manage his after wedding life, which is marriage. So marriage is difficult, so we have to ready our service based on our capacity, not see our friends or other people uh, who have processed and who have prepared their weddings too much. So we have to live in our capacity. The fourth one is has to discuss the two families of the couples has to discuss every program clearly. And finally, we will proceed to the fifth and the last point, which is marriage after wedding. It's a very important also. It's a very important point. We have to consider um, the way of living, which is the basic thing of our today's lesson. How we live together, how we pass the obstacles, the uncertainties. So we have to consider also four pointers. There are a lot of pointers may raise, but I shorten the pointers, and we have to see the following four pointers. The first one is we should think always we are one, not two. The flesh is combined, the flesh is unite. So the bride and the groom are not two, they are one after wedding. So they always remember they are not two. The second one is remove the flesh, or remove the third party involvement. The third party involvement means father and mother, sister and brothers. They are not allowed to decide about our way of life. They can advise us, they can support us by financially or by advice, but they are not allowed to decide about our marriage. The third one is give time to spouses, kids, prayer time. We have to schedule 24 guests give us equal 24 hours in a day. So we have to schedule those times for each and every pointers or every programs. So we have to have our um, time schedule. We will discuss later after after days, we have 10, you know that in one day, we have 1 point, and there are 10, the coming almost 8 points, 8 titles. One title is about time saving and time management. We'll discuss on that later. So those are big pointers. The last one is they should discuss sexual intercourse issues clearly. They have to clearly discuss about their sleepings. What I mean, sexual intercourse processes, sexual intercourse. What's our feeling? We have to see each other one by one. So we have to discuss it. We are because we are one flesh, one flesh. We are not two. So we have to discuss in table clearly, without shame, without shame. So those are all points about marriage. Let me summarize and finish my today's lesson. Every people in the world, thank you for following me by this channel and support this channel. I will present so many titles and support your way of life and find the our destination, which is heaven. That's why I nominate this channel Discover Heaven channel, because our destination is to get our our home, our unlimited or our everlasting home, which is heaven. So I will present the original, the ancient Orthodox doctrine 3 days in a week. Don't forget it. And you have to support me by comments, suggestions, and any question you can raise, and I will uh, answer you. Okay. So let me summarize it in short. We've seen 5 pointers. The first one is what marriage means, and the second is preconditions, prerequisites of to get married, before to get married. The third one is spouse selection. The fourth is wedding process, and the last one is marriage and its way of living. So thank you for following me attentively. Uh, God bless you. I glad to thank, and God blessing is upon to you. And don't forget to support this channel by subscribing and telling others, share others, like um, and give information uh, to every um individuals, every people of the world, because we are one. Muslims, Christians, all over the world, we are one. We are the children of Adam and Eve. It's not a matter of our way of thinking, our religion, our belief. We keep up our beliefs, but we have to love each other and live together. This is our my message today, and I completed my lesson today. God blessing is upon you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.